Shalom, first and foremost, I want to give all the honors, the praises, the glory belongs to our Lord and Savior. His name is Yahweh, my Sham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wahab Kodash, and honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit, and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few, the very few brothers and sisters that are listening and also learning in hopes of being saved within these last days, because we're living in the last days of the last days. Tawada Yahweh Shai for giving me the spirit to come out here, because it's not always easy to do, but through Yahweh Shai we can do all things. Lord willing, we're just going to get into prophecy and to warn the people what's going to happen upon earth and what we need to do to get right with Yahweh Shai, because evil times are here. Yeah? Evil times are already here, so all we're doing is just warning. Whoever has an ear to hear, they're going to hear. Whoever doesn't, too bad. This second Ezra, all right? And 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and power shall stand in fear. This is just the beginning of these things. Great mournings, pestilence, famine, all these things. The beginning. As there's a beginning, there's also an end. So this starts ready now. Okay? This is real stuff. That's why you got to take this truth seriously, man. Because there's going to be a lot of judgments being issued out. And we wouldn't be deemed worthy to escape those judgments. Okay? So it says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So even though these things are happening, they're going to want to continue to do evil, they're going to want to continue to do wickedly. They're not going to want to turn away from it. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth. What's victuals? Goods. That they shall think themselves to be in a good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth. Swords, famine, and great confusion. These things are growing upon this earth. And confusion. See, when you don't know why something's happening, that's confusion. The elect are not going to be confused. Why? Because wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. So everybody out here, they're going to be confused, bugged out. We're not going to be confused. We're going to know why these things are happening around us. Right? All we need to do is remain in the Holy Spirit, and Yahweh Shai take care of everything else. Because his kingdom is vain. His kingdom is a lie. You're able to see all the inconsistencies. The only thing that's going to stand is those that have faith. And it says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So, a lot of people by starvation. Why? Because the streets are going to be cut off. It's going to be martial law declared. Every town rationing. So this is what's going to happen on a large scale. A lot of people are going to be what? Cut off. Most people are going to be cut off. Their food supply is going to be cut off. So what is going to lead to? Starvation. What happens when there's no more food? People are going to start eating each other. That's what's going to start happening. People are going to start eating each other. Cannibalism. Happened in Deuteronomy. Let's go to Deuteronomy quickly. Deuteronomy 28, and I believe it's 64. People are going to turn cold. Deuteronomy 28. This is Deuteronomy 28. And we're going to jump straight to 57. And her placenta which comes out from between her feet, and her children whom she bears, for she will eat them. secretly for the lack of everything in the siege. Eating, man, your own offspring, the same children you gave birth to. What's that? Cannibalism's gonna be on the rise. Hold on just a minute, bro. Cannibalism is gonna be on the rise. People are gonna want some leg, some thigh, some neck bone. It's the reality. You don't have. It's the reality of the truth of what's gonna happen. Okay? And it says, will eat them secretly for the lack of everything in the siege and desperate straits in which your enemy shall distress you at all your gates. Why? Because you're going to be distressed. They're going to cut off certain ways in to get in, to get out. Only one way to get in, only one way to get out. And there's only about 3 days, 3.5 days worth of food. And every day, when it gets to a certain time, they're emptying that food. They're getting rid of it. What, by night time, right? 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, some 10 o'clock. So a lot of people are going to be starving, looking for a meal to eat, and they're not going to have none. And they're going to be more so starving for the word, Amos 8 and 11. For there shall be a famine of the word. Not of bread, but what the famine of the word. So you're going to have people running around, looking for answers, looking for the prophets. Right? Why are these things happening upon earth? They're gonna want to know these things, but you know they ain't gonna reveal it to them. They're not gonna know why. But this is what they're gonna want answers of why these things are happening. That's what they're gonna want. But guess what? The Lord ain't gonna give them the answer. The only answer they're gonna get is famine, distress, destruction. That's all they're gonna get. Okay? You have to realize this is serious stuff. Still got people out here playing games. They don't know what time it is, man. This is serious, man. That's why we're out here. Get right, because these things are going to come. 2026, you're going to see more judgments. You're going to see these things, man. More judgment, more fire, more fire. So we went to that. So now we're going to go straight into I knew this would happen. The wind's hard out here. See, Satan doesn't want this coming out. There's strong winds as well. Right? But guess what? Guess how we maintain against them winds and that storm? By staying sound. For the Lord, Jehovah has not given us a spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. Now my hat's flew off now. But of a sound mind. So we gotta make sure we are also of a sound mind. All this stuff coming down. Right? Make sure we're sound. Very sound. So hey, the wind is some heavy winds out here. Hold on. Let me just put this down. See, we're going to be drowning in this faith built up. Because the storm, what's the storm? It's different things you go through, it's tribulation. So the Lord wants us to be built up in these times as well. Not all over the place, shaky. Second Ezra, I'm going to jump straight to 16 and 22. For many of them who dwell upon the earth shall die of what? Famine. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, dung's like shit. There shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. It says it. So hold on. The earth, yeah, is going to be wasted, and cities absolutely cast down. Absolutely cast down. not ready for this. They're too busy playing games. They're too busy following satanic agendas, man. They're not ready for this. But the elector, there shall no man be left until the earth and sold. The tree shall give fruit, you shall gather them. Your wine presses are going to be dead. The grapes shall ripen, who shall tread them? For all the places shall be desolate of men. So who's going to tread them? Because it says all places are going to be desolate of men, empty of men. So who's going to tread the winepress? Why am I saying that? The Lord's going to trust the winepress. That's another topic. Thinking about the winepress represents the nations. The tree shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all the place shall be desolate of men. So why is all the place going to be desolate of men? Because they're either going to be looking for food, on the run, or dead. It's going to be like a scene out of, you know, the end times movies, apocalypse. Everybody's running around looking for answers. That's what it's going to be like. We ain't playing no games, but there's a game. I think it came out 2000. It's called State of Emergency. Type it in. Type in that game, State of Emergency. It's a game where people are running around, looting, smashing things, fighting. This is a game. It's on PlayStation. I think was it 2. State of Emergency. That's all biblical. All of that is biblical. And there is gonna be a state of emergency. Order out of chaos. You even see that now with these cars that are breezing past, which a lot of them are traffic, by the way. Right? If you didn't know that, most of these cars speeding past. They got the legion. They got the legion demon on them, in them. People are going to be losing their minds completely when that time comes. There shall be no man left until the earth. The tree shall give fruit, and he shall tread them. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. You're going to be desiring to see someone like this. Is there anyone living in this town? Is everybody gone? That's how real it's going to get out here. You won't know the real meaning of survival. So one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. Of a city there shall be 10 lepers. 2 of a family shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. So of a city, 10 of a whole entire city. Whole city. This means people are still going to be traveling. Why? Because of the food. Food might have relatives that are stranded or in trouble. Public transport is going to be shut down by then. Ain't going to have no ambulance services. Then we're not going to have none of that. It's going to get heavy. It's going to get heavy. For of a city there shall be 10 lands, and 2 of a family shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks, as in the orchard of olives upon every tree that are 3 or 4 left. So it's going to get real bad. That's why we need to have faith. Right? Don't worry about what these people are doing. Don't worry about what they do. The Lord will do with it. Don't worry about what they do. We got to focus on what's happening here. The here and the now. Not getting affected by things that are going on outside of you. Because you're above. They are below. That's why they do what they do, because they're below. Hat for them. Okay? You've got to stay zoned in, brothers. Zoned in completely. Right? To the spirit. Because It's going to be bad out here. Or as an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives, or a vine yard is gathered. And there were left some clusters of them that diligently seek for the vineyard. So what would them clusters be? People within cities. Even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths will grow full of thorns, because no man travel there through. So even the fields, they're going to wax old with thorns, because nobody's going to walk through there anymore. Complete desolation. Complete. People still go to the bar, party, visit a friend, cinema, local library, order food. That's all going to change. Go to Jeremiah as well. Jeremiah 30. Yeah, bro, we're not going to be moved because you've got fucking idiots out here that want to try and dim in our light. You ain't going to dim nothing. We're going to continue to speak the truth and prophecies. Got people out here that think they can dim our light. You're not dimming anything. You're just motivating us to go more hard for the truth. Jeremiah 30. And jump straight to verse 7. Actually, jump straight to verse 5. For thus saith the Lord Jehovah, ye have heard a voice of trembling, of fear and not of peace. Ask now and see whether a man is ever in labor with child. But Jeremiah saw in this vision. Now, men don't have labor, they can't have labor, but this is like what they saw. Men that were in labor in terms of panic for the things that happened upon earth. So why do I see a wee man with his hands on his loins like a woman in labor and all faces turned to pale? Alas, for that day is great. Oh, it's very great. Alas. Alas means woe. Alas means destruction. And that day is going to be so great. And a lot of people say, well, how would you know when that time comes? Because you're going to know. You will know. Because it will be revealed to you in due time. How are you going to know when it's that time? Because you're going to know. You're going to see all the destruction and trouble. See all these people wearing red and blue as well. That's another topic, but we've covered that. And it says, for the day is great, so none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So the elect are going to be saved. The rest, they're just going to get burnt up because they're wicked. Because they're done. But the elect ain't going to be confounded. The elect are going to continue to teach his word. See what else we got. We have to take heed to these words, bro. It's going to get bad. Go to Proverbs now. It's going to get bad out here. This is Proverbs, right? 1. I'm going to jump straight to 20. Wisdom calls aloud outside. That's why we're outside. She raises her voice, right? In the open squares. Look behind me. What's it? It's an open square, right? Square. In the open square, in the streets. This is where you're going to find wisdom. She cries out in the chief concourse, the marketplaces. At the openings of the gates of the city, she speaks her words. These are the gates are the entrances. are you simple ones? Do you love simplicity? So a lot of our people, they love simplicity, man. They love being simple, man. But the elect, they're not going to be simple. And if they are simple, they're going to get wise. And you better get wise real quick. You better start getting wise. For scorners to light in their scorning and fools hate knowledge, turn up my rebuke, surely I will pour my spirit into you. I will make my works known to you, because I've called you confused. So right now, the Lord is making his ways known unto you. He's speaking unto his men, but only a few are going to receive this. Hold on. Only a few are going to receive this, man. The rest are going to do what? Talk nonsense. Right? You people, bro, we're not moved. You can watch us who you want. A lot of stuff's going to go down. We're bringing it out. The prophet spoke of these things, man. These events that would happen. These events could happen. And some of these events you're going to see soon happening. It's lucky, brother. The wind's heavy out here. Satan is the prince and power of the air. You know these devils, they got programs where they can manipulate weather patterns and so forth. But we still continue to teach, man. They ain't gonna be moved. Right? What do they think? We're just gonna stop teaching? But you think we're gonna stop teaching? Because you said that some people are here to watch us, so we're just gonna stop teaching. Are you stupid? Nah, bro, that just motivates us just to go even more. And it says, I will stretch out my hand because I poured. Yeah, Satan's getting busy now. Real busy. Because I've poured and no man answered, I've stretched out my hand. Therefore, Baba Kishar, I will laugh also at your calamity. It's because God's going to laugh at your calamity. He's going to do that through his men. That's how we're going to do it. Laugh. Right? When all bad things are happening, they're going to laugh at it. Because the Lord was what? Stretching out his hand through his men, through his prophets. That's who he was using. And that's what he's still using. Okay? That's what he's still using. It's like a heavy wind out here, you know. So you got to be mindful of that, man. Right? The Lord sets up certain men to bring out his word. He's raised up prophets, teachers, evangelists to bring you the news of the gospel, of a kingdom, and this an eternal kingdom of Yahushua that is everlasting, cannot be moved. And we're going to speak about that. Don't fret. You know what it is? It's just dark forces that are out here to try to get brothers to stop. That's what it is. It's just dark forces that are using the people out here. Them demonic spirits, basically. That's what's using them. Right? That's what's controlling their vessels. You know what I'm saying? They can't change the outcome because the outcomes are it's already been written. Let's check this out. Check this out. This is Luke 17 and 26. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of man, son of man. They ate, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, as it was also in the days of Lot, they ate, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built. But on the day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. They were doing the same things back then. They're doing the things that they're doing now, they were doing then. Eating, drinking, giving into marriage, probably having orgy parties, doing Christmas, Halloween, same thing they were doing. Until Noah entered into the ark. And the ark is mercy. The ark is that mercy. This is spiritual ark, but people don't want to get in it. They want to be outside of the ark. So when that spiritual flood happens, it's going to mess them up. Right? So these people, they're outside of the ark, the spiritual ark. This is the ark right now. Then when that time comes, we're really going to see who was useless and who was not. When them judgments start falling upon you and bad things start happening to them, then we're gonna start seeing who was useless and who was not. Trying to cover up their fucking dirty ourselves, man. Lord's exposing everything, man. Everything out here. Let this car go past, man. Red car as well. So happens to be a red car. Huh. What about tomorrow? Yeah. So, bro, we're in different times now. Brothers, focus on this truth. And don't be swayed, man. Nothing but a bunch of dirty devils out here, man. And made Freemasons. Freemasons think they can stalk us. Well, you think you're going to stop us from teaching? Right? We do little witchcraft. That's not going to stop us. And it says, even so will it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day, he who is on the housetop and his goods are in the house, let him not come down to take them away. And likewise, the one who was in the field, let him not turn back. Remember Lot's wife. Whoever seeks to save his life will lose it. And whoever loses his life will preserve it. I tell you, in that night there will be two men in one bed. One will be taken, the other will be left. Two men will be grinding together, one will be taken, the other left. Two men will be in the field, the one shall be taken, the other left. One shall be taken into what? Them chariots. The other's going to be left in destruction. It says it. It says it. One's going to be left, the other's going to be taken. So let's hope we're the ones that are taken in the chariots. Okay? And they answered and said to him, where, Lord? And he said to them, wherever the body is there, the eagles will be gathered together. So wherever Yahushua is, the elect are going to be gathered. So this is what time we are in, of prophecy, of these things taking place. So we really got to be tuned in now. So we went to that. This is heavy stuff. This is First Peter 2 and 9. And all Satan's trying to do is just cause confusion, man. A lot of these people, bro, they're part of satanic cults. Should we speak about that as well? Let's talk about it. A lot of what you see happening around me, a lot of these people, they're part of satanic, evil. Some of them are criminals. Some of them are traffickers. Well, a lot of them are traffickers. The cars that are driving past on this side of me, with I have videos, they're the traffickers. And I know there's a lot of children that get put around in buggies as well. So there's a lot of demonic activity happening. A lot of people walking past me, right, with dark energy. That's all witchcraft, man. These people are part of cults, red, blue, all of that stuff. That's all secret society type behavior. If you're a Freemason, guess what? Freemasonry is just another form of ancient witchcraft. So a lot of these people are Freemasons, part of fraternities, and they're dibbling and dabbling in witchcraft. And they're not just dibbling and dabbling in it, they're also trying to send that your way as well. Does that make sense? Let me pan the camera around now, Kisha. They're also trying to send that your way as well, believe it or not. That's why they walk past you. They're trying to summon some type of spirit upon you. But that's not going to work. Baba Kisha. And so forth. Or they're trying to bend your will of what the Lord has for you. So a lot of it is satanic, but don't be scared because the Lord is for us and He's not against us. So just know there's a lot of stuff happening, right? The Freemasons are the ones that get hired. Yeah, they're hired by, remember, with every lodge, you have a leader of a lodge. So I don't know, you might be a threat. If you're a threat to the kingdom of darkness, you're going to have the leader of the lodge that says, watch him, because this guy is a threat to the kingdom of darkness, so watch him. This is why you can't get focused on it, because it's just Freemasons that hire people to watch you. But it's not just the Freemasons, it's also cults and covens. They're all watching you. Okay? That's who's watching you. And government, because I didn't tell you, a lot of these cults, they work for ABC government agencies. This is why you see a lot of cult members that may be watching you as well. Because they work for the government, they're hired by government agencies, sometimes even by federal police. Yeah, witch covens can blend in with the federal and the ABC and agencies. They can do that. Why? Because it's the kingdom of darkness. So let's talk about this topic of what they're calling gang stalking, what we're seeing right now. With everybody walking past, they're what you call gangsters, they're what you call perps. What's a perp? A perp is a perpetrator. So in other words, they're criminals. Your average person that walks past you is partaking in criminal activity. Your average person. Average. They don't need to be slanging drugs. They don't need to be slanging drugs for them to be called criminals. They're criminals because of their behavior. They're partaking in criminal activity. So a perp is a perpetrator that perpetrates crimes, right, on people, but they want it to go unseen. They call it the hidden hands. That's what you see happening around you, right? But it's done in such a way that nobody else is supposed to see it. So that means they're trying to mess with your mind. That means if anyone's trying to mess with your mind, that means that's witchcraft. So therefore, what's going to happen to them? What's going to happen to them? The Lord's going to have to judge them. Because they're not fighting against you. They're fighting against the Lord Jehovah Shai. Because we're not wrestling against flesh and blood, but against principalities. There's principalities that are using these people. You hear all that stupid noise? That's what. Who do you think's using them? Who do you think's using them? Now we know God controls it, but who do you think's controlling their vessel? Satan's controlling their vessel, man. That's why you got to fear the Lord. They're not even in control of the driver's seat. They're not even in control of the driver's seat. That's Satan. That's Satan's controlling that driving seat. They're taking the back seat. That's why you got to fear the Lord, because He can give you over to them spirits. He can give you over to them. Right? Fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So check this out. This is 1 Peter 2:9. But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, His own special people, that you may proclaim the praise of Him who called you out of darkness into His marvelous light. So we've been called out of darkness into this marvelous, brothers. This is marvelous, right? Marvelous light. Marvelous. Right? This is marvelous light. Okay? Come on. And they see it on you. Well, that's what they're trying to do. They try to dim it. Why? Because the light, what's it doing? is revealing the darkness. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to see if they can bring enough darkness around you to dim your light. It's dark forces, man. Okay? And they don't tell you your Freemasonry lodges, they're run by what you call the Banai Barif. That's who runs it. Them Jewish lads. Right? Then they're hired on different levels. Just different levels to it. Right? To govern people and push the agenda of Satan. That's what they're hired for. To push Satan's agenda. That's why they all work in synchronization. Have you noticed that? They're not bad, they're not strong. They're strong. Yeah, they're only strong in groups. Supposedly, they're strong in groups. Supposedly. Let's go to First Peter's 2. He called you out of darkness into his marvelous lights. You were once not a people, but now are the people of God. You have now attained mercy by our Lord Jehovah Shai. Right? And they hate the camera as well. Huh. So we've been called out of darkness, man. So we're called out of darkness. So there ain't no darkness that can cover us. Don't care who you send, man. Just saw that guy that walked past. And it's so under the radar. How they do it? It's so under the radar. I want to keep shining. We're going to keep shining this light. That's what we're going to keep doing. And no darkness is going to overcome that. Why? If we keep our eyes single, if your eye be single, your whole body shall be full of light. But if your eye be evil, your whole body shall be full of darkness. That's why they're full of darkness, man. You see it in their countenance. Full upon that darkness. Because their eye is evil. So if your eye is evil, of course you're going to be full of darkness. But if your eye is single, you shall be full of light. Keep your eye single. Right? Single. These are just dark forces out here, man. That are using people. That's what it is. Baba Kishar. Just dark forces. Okay? Check this out. We've been called out of this darkness, man. It's the marvelous light. And we are the children of light as well. Walk while you have that light. With a little cheesy tactics. Oh, they were supposed to be scared, really. This is John 11 and 9. Are they not 12 hours in a day? If anyone walks in the day, he does not stumble, because he sees the light of this world. Ooh. Does not stumble, because we see the light. And we have the light. Right? You hear that? Beep, 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 beep. You hear the beeping. And when you hear the beeping, you're going to see people walking. Bro, this system, bro, is rigged. It's gone. These people are gone. Satan's all up in their vessels using them, man. Because he sees the light of this world, but if one walks in the night, he stumbles because the light is not in him. These people, they're walking like it's daytime, but they're children of the night. So they're stumbling, they're falling. We're the children of the day, so whether it's nighttime or daytime, we can still see. We can still see, even if it's nighttime, because we have this light which Yahweh has bestowed upon us. We're not the children of the night, we're the children of the day. So we got to conduct ourselves as that as well. Why do you think people panic and get so agitated? It's them spirits within them, because the devil knows he has but a short time. Yeah, let this car go past. This was orchestrated. This guy was a handler as well. We're going to see it go past. Let this guy go past. A handler, man. Look. Clowns. Whole system, brother, is organized. When you talk about Freemasonry, the only way it operates is through predictability. That's the only way it operates. Freemasonry is a pyramid system. You only get up if you know someone within that range. You only have a certain amount of people under you. Yes, that's small. That's small level stuff, man. Small level stuff, right? This is where you want to be. Do they know certain things? Yeah, they're given certain knowledge of certain things, but no Freemason, Baba Kishar, has the ultimate knowledge of Yahweh Shai and the Father. They're given little breadcrumbs of certain information, and therefore they can't even reveal the information. You're a Freemason and you can't even reveal the information. Why? Because you're scared. You're scared. What are they going to do? Because you kept an oath. If you reveal the information, they're going to cut your heart out, like cut your body parts and spread it to different four parts of the earth. So they can't even remember with a little dagger. If you tell any of the secrets, come on, man. So hold on a minute. You have the light, you have wisdom, but you can't tell anyone because you're afraid Satan's going to come after you. You're a slave. Freemasonry, that's slave. You're a slave, man. You're slaves to Satan. They have familiar spirits assigned to them. That's why it said, don't tell, it tells you, what should a man profit if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? So they've gained the world. What's the world? The world just means when you sell your soul, they give you a network of people. They give you a job as well, a free job. And a network of people. And you become a gang stalker. When you sell your soul, you become a gang stalker. Wear these stupid colours that they tell you to wear. Right? Where they tell you to go somewhere, you go somewhere. Right? That's what it is. Right? It's Freemasonry, man. Right? They have an agenda. So they're pushing the agenda. That's what they're doing. They're pushing them satanic agendas. And they have a familiar spirit assigned to them in their body. And it's assigned to them. So it follows them. Have you ever realized when you're around a Freemason, their energy is very off? Because they have a demonic spirit assigned to them. This is why they manifest. You ain't stopping nothing. Brothers are gonna continue to teach, man. Ain't stopping nothing, man. We're gonna continue to teach us the truth. We're gonna continue to bring the light. Baba Kisha, check this out. And it says, because the light is not in him. So we went to that now. Freemasonry is it's witchcraft. It's ancient religions that are practiced. Some are ancient religions. That's what it is. That's what they want. They want this world to be one gumbo pot of occultism. That's what they want. Okay? That's their hope. That everybody would just, become a high ranking saint. That's what they want. So they're trying to do away with this. They're trying to do away with this. God's word. That's the agenda. Revelations 13 and 16. He calls them all both small, great, rich, free, born to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Whoever does not have cannot buy nor sell. So we're approaching that time. You're not going to be able to buy, and you ain't going to be able to sell. Alright? It's going to get to that point. Unless you have this mark. So the agenda, that's what's being pushed. Totalitarianism. That's the agenda that's being pushed, brothers. Right? They want you happy with nothing. They don't want you with nothing. They want you desolate. But they don't want you with nothing. And the elect see this. That's why we have to build up that faith. Build up that faith. And the Lord's going to do the rest. This is an agenda. The ones that have their own minds within the society, they're like free thinkers and they think outside of the box. Oh, that's spiritual. You've got a box. You see this image of the box? It's maybe the box. I was not thinking outside of the box. See this box there? The box and spray, those that think outside the box, they're the ones they don't really want around. They don't want those. They don't want people that are professional in things. They don't want people that think. They want people that don't think for themselves. They want robots. They want bots. They want NPCs that are just gonna go with anything. That's who they want. Okay? But that's why you have to, all your thinking, all your thoughts have to be catered to Yahweh Shai and what he says. Because these people, a lot of them, sorry, but a lot of them are gone. They're gone. We can't help you. And now they're just following the system and some AI. Now they're following some AI, some instructions from some AI. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. See what else we got. Revelation 12. I'm going to jump straight to verse 11. Then I saw another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. He spoke like a dragon. Two horns like a lamb. So he comes humble. That's how the devil comes. Humble sometimes, but two horns like a lion. That was wrong. Hold on just a minute. Two horns like a lamb and spoke like a dragon. Ooh. So he comes nice. Like the politicians, they come nice. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. But two horns like a lamb. So I'll keep saying that. Did I get that right? Two horns like a lamb. Spoke like a dragon. What does the dragon represent? What does the dragon represent? I've got it right here. The beast system. The beast system. The dragon is the serpent. The old devil that was cast out. It's the same system. It's the same system. So who do you think most of your gangsters, who do you think they're following most of the time? And I want to show you something quickly. Look at the cars, because we're putting you up on game. Look at the color of the cars here. Look at all the color of the cars. Grey, red, grey. Then you got grey, reds, reds. So we're in that time. We are in that time, brothers. Baba Kusha. And brothers, those of you that say, we're scared and bro, we're out in the hoods, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? They're brothers, they're scared and bro, we're out in the hoods. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Baba Kusha. This is it, brother. This is it. Right? Agendas going on, bro. Oh yeah. And one of the biggest agendas right now is what? What's one of the biggest agendas right now? It's the moving around of people and property. And you being happy with nothing. Because that's what they want. They want you happy with nothing. So this trafficking thing is big as well. That's why more stuff keeps coming out about it. And the Epstein, which now they're prolonging that, you're not hearing much now, they prolonged it. Right? They prolonged that, which they really should move on with that and go into something more in depth. Right? They should go into something much more in depth. Because there's a lot of wickedness happening. And you got Masons, they're trying to scapegoat brothers that are speaking truth as well. It's very demonic. Freemasonry is very demonic. Don't get involved in that. Right? Because they need scapegoats. They need people they can blame. They need someone they can put their sins on. Just like I'm out here, they were trying to do that with us as well. They try to put sins on you. Or try to have you look in a certain way, what you're not. They try to do that. Why? John 8:8. Because they have their father the devil, and the lust of their father what they do. scriptures say that. Okay? Hold on just a minute. Wait, that's the time already. 1:48. So they are their father the devil. So they're gonna do what their father the devil does. Never trust your enemy. Never trust your enemy. What do you expect? Ah, you just a snake just bit you. You just well, it's a snake. It's a snake. It's the art. I just got bit. It's a snake. What do you expect a snake to do? So you can't be surprised when the devil comes at you a certain way because he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. But that's why you've got to put on the armor of God, right? And cast down these strongholds, which we are doing through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shai. So it says this Revelation 12. What? Revelation 12. And where was we? And he spoke like a dragon, and he exercises the authority of the first beast in his presence, which was Rome, and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast. The first beast, which was Rome. And Rome was known for their war. I'm coming down with an iron hand. And what's the symbol of Rome? What is it's an eagle. Is it an eagle? It's an eagle. Whose deadly wound was healed, he performs great signs. So he makes fire to come down from heaven and earth in the sight of men. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth by those signs. It says it, by those signs, you're going to have more gang sweepers that walk past in a minute. By those signs. So how are people being deceived today? They're being deceived by signs, by technology. Most of these people that you see walking past, it's technology that's controlling them. Technology. That's them lying signs. Imagine that. That you got some gadget that can control you. Some gadgets, basically. They're being controlled by gadgets. Imagine that. Oh, there's a notification. Emergency. Please, please, please. Would you come out right now? We have an anomaly or a system failure. You know they have certain code words that they call you, right? Imagine that. Imagine that. But we should be in control that. Something out of the matrix, man. They're being controlled. That's why it's a blessing that we have this truth. It's truly a blessing. Whose deadly wound was healed, and he performs great signs. He makes fire to come down from heaven, which was one of the first atom bombs. And from heaven and the earth in the sight of men, and he deceives those who dwell on the earth by those signs, which he granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword and lived. So a lot of people, brothers, they're being deceived. By who? The beast and his system. And they're going to be the first ones to take this device, the first ones. If they're not covered by the Lord, they're just going to take it. That's why we, in this truth, have to have faith. I can't stress this enough. Can't stress it enough. Gotta have faith. Like George Michael said, right? Gotta have faith. Gotta have faith out here, man. And it says, and he deceives those who dwell on the earth by signs, and was granted to do in the sight of the beast. And he was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, and the image of the beast should both speak and causes many, as will not worship the image of the beast, should be killed, and he causes all small and great, rich, poor, free and slave. Your gang stalkers have took the chip. Your gang stalkers have sold out already. They do a lot. Some of them don't even know because they made non-disclosure deals and they've accepted this technology to be a part of them. That's why they take the orders from it. It's in play right now. Talk about the mark of the beast. Where is it? It's here right now. It's here right now. Pretty much everything is AI based. Everything you can pay now digitally with everything. Everything. Bills can be paid digitally. Shopping digitally. Bus digitally. Train digitally. Everything. Even a woman I was speaking to yesterday, even with the parking, digitally. That's paid digitally. It's a digital based system with just figures. People, even job seekers, job seekers digitally. You're not even speaking to a real person. Everything now. So now AI is now controlling your leaders. This is heavy now. This is heavy knowledge. AI is controlling your leaders. The scripts, now you've got people that are reading scripts. The script can be done by AI, which is artificial intelligence. It's artificial. It's artificial. These people are being artificially controlled. But that's not going to happen to the elect. Because they're not of this world, so they think differently. They're outside of this right here. They're outside of it. This is the matrix. This is the matrix. So let's see what else we got. And it says, and he was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And it says, the name of the beast, the number of his name was what? Heaven's wisdom, let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. Says it. 666. And this is a representation of the beast. Right here. The dragon, right? The beast. With 10 horns, 7 heads. This is it right here. And the woman is what? Babylon. That sits on top of the nations. Right? Because all these nations are backing. And it also represents NATO. Okay? And so forth. Had this posted for some time. This is what people are afraid of. This is what people are afraid of. You know that noise that you can hear right now? Well, that's the beast. That's the beast. You see? You better start getting spiritual. This is spiritual. Show you this again. The beast. Okay? The dragon. And the dragon, they come with what? What's it what they call it? Draconian type laws, measures. That's why one's got to read, study, read, get understanding. That's why it's so important. Read the scriptures, get a good level of understanding of what you're reading as well. Okay? And it says, Baba Kishar, check this out. Where was I? Someone, where was we in Revelations? Um, yeah, we went to that Baba Kishar, we went to that. And then I looked and behold, a lamb standing on the Mount Zion. The lamb is Yahavashai. That's who we're waiting for. Right? That lamb is Yahavashai. Right? Baba Kishar. And it says Baba Kishar. Let this go past, let this go past. It's the ambulances doing criminal deeds again, noise campaigns. Anyways, let's get back. They serve the beast anyway. They serve the beast as well. They're all a part of the beast. Right? Clowns. Baba Kishar. And it says Baba Kishar. And it says, no wonder why some of these they get attacked, because they act stupid. Let's go to Revelations, Baba Kishar, Baba Kishar. Revelations 13. We went to that 14, go to 14. And with him 144,000 having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven like the voice of many waters, like the voice of a loud thunder. And I heard the sound of harpists playing their harps. They sang as it were a new song before the throne. So, that had the mark in their foreheads. What's that mark? The mark of exemption. The mark of the elect. The elect are here today. Right? And the elect are going to be doing what the Lord requires, Yahweh requires them to do. They're not going to be swayed. And it says, except the 104, and they sang it were a new song before the throne, before the four living creatures and the elders. And no one could learn that song except the 144,000 who were redeemed from the earth. These are the ones who are not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are the ones who follow the Lamb wherever he goes. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits of God and to the Lamb, and in their mouth was found no deceit, for they are without fault before the throne of God. The elect, without fault. So these people, they can't really find no fault upon you. You're going to have another, actually, you went the other way. Yeah, they can't find no fault. And the elect, redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. And they're going to be the ones that overcome everything. Don't let this world get you down, man. With the pressures of society pressures. Don't let it get you down. Right? They're robots. You're dealing with computer programs, people that are robots, basically. Right? They're stiff. The way they walk stiff. Even their conversations are stiff as well. Like computer programs. Go to Matthew 24. And if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect. But it's not possible. What makes you think you're going to deceive the elect? How is that possible? They think if they can get enough people, right, to deceive you, but that's not possible. Because before the deception, you're able to see it before deception. It's deception. It's deception. If it were possible, they shall deceive the elect. It's not possible. And then it said, if it were possible, it's not possible. No, they can change your environment. They can put people in certain places. When you go into a store, they already know that you're coming into the store. Why? Because that's lying wonders. So they want to play gods. You got people that want to play gods. Right? You come into the store, people start acting funny, start acting like weirdos. Right? Because you make their demons get dysfunctional. All that's done by tech. All of it. But it's lying wonders. They're not gods, man. Satan don't have all that power. He can't be everywhere. So what does he use? Technology. And what else does he use? Those that are initiated. Because he can't be everywhere at once, can he? Keeping an eye on you. This is why you get the so-called gang stalking, target. Because he can't be everywhere. So who does he jump in? He jumps into those that are possessed. Or that give themselves to that possession. That's who he uses. Brothers, you shouldn't be scared of that. You shouldn't be scared of that. They're scared of you. Because you broke from that full script that they wanted you to play. Now they're mad. Right? I heard one guy who acted like, I don't know who he was, but I got off the set, because they want you to be a part of their set, right? I got off the set, and this guy was crying like a baby. He's ruining it for us. He's ruining it. Bro, shut the fuck up, man. And this was a grown man crying in it, telling me I'm ruining it for them. What am I ruining? What am I ruining? Because they have a script. They have a way that they do things. And when we come around, it's like, no, playtime's over now. That's what it's like. So there was always a script that they wanted you to play, or that you were playing, that you never recognized. This is how it goes. Right? There's scripts out here, man. There's man-made scripts. There's man-made scripts out here to us. Right? Real talk. And a lot of these people, guess what they're doing? They're playing to that script. So if you're playing to somebody else's script, that means you're not being authentic. That means you're not being real. You're not being real. I wanna go by Yahweh's script. Because I know he's in control of everything. It's only gonna work out one way for the elect. One way, it's only gonna work one way for them. So I wanna go by his script. I wanna do the way things he's doing it. Because you know, if you go by Yahweh's script, things are going to go right for you, not wrong. You go by Satan's script. Yeah, he let you play it, but then he discards you. This is why there's infightings among Satan. There's infightings, double speak, all everything's there. Because Satan's a liar. He's the master of deception. But truth, it disrupts that. This is why people react the way they react. Right? People panicking. Look at the people panicking. You know what I'm saying? Our brothers, we're supposed to be calm. We're not supposed to let anything. The Lord will keep them in perfect peace whose mind is stayed upon the Lord. We're supposed to be in peace. Not all erratic. You're supposed to be in peace when you have this truth. Now the enemy, he wants you erratic. He wants you all over the place. Baba Kasha, panicking and things. Remember, you have power. Don't let people take that power. Don't give them it. Don't give them it. You have the power. Stay put. One person said a couple of weeks ago, he's still in control. He's still in control. He's still in control. Yeah, we're still in control. You decide who you let rattle you and who you don't let rattle you. You decide that. So is a man thinketh, so is he. And the issues of life and death belong to the Lord. So you decide what you let rattle you and what you don't. You decide whether you want to have a good day or whether you want to be miserable. You decide that. You don't let nobody else decide that. They're walking around watching you because they have to. You're not doing that to them. You're going about your day. That smile on your face, which they really get irritated. They really get irritated, don't they? They really get irritated. When you're happy, when you're smiling, they're like, he's smiling. That's what they're like, because they're so demonic and they're so depressed and they're so miserable. Just you stay happy, innit? Okay, let's see what else we got. Ecclesiastes 42 and 8. Be not ashamed to inform the unwise and the foolish, and the extreme age that contendeth with those that are young. Thus shall I be truly learned and approved of all men living. So we're also here to inform the foolish of how to get right with Yahweh Shai, how to do what's pleasing, and what to do to make sure your soul is saved in these last days. That's all we're doing. We're not trying to recruit you to any organization. See what else we got. And it says, thus shall I be truly learned and approved of all men living. See? Okay. This is good knowledge. Good knowledge, man. And the more we apply it, the more we can profit by it. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 41 and 8. Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High God, for if you increase, it shall be to your destruction. There's ungodly people out here. And if they increase, it shall be to their own destruction. If they increase. Okay, and it says, and the inheritance of sinners, children shall perish, and their prosperity shall have perpetual reproach. Why? Because of how they got their means, the means of them riches. Their children will complain about ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake. Now they're going to complain of an ungodly father that God is not righteous. Why? Because of what their reproach. Now they're going to try to blame God. And if you be born, you shall be born to a curse. If you die, a curse shall be upon your portion. All that are upon the earth shall turn to the earth again, so the ungodly shall go from a curse to destruction. See? From a curse to destruction. Abukashah. This is real wisdom right here, man. Right? Scriptures talk about the teeth, the where, what's it? The wheat and the tares. So guess what? There's wheat amongst us, and there's tares. Okay? Both wheat and tares. What's the wheat? The wheat are the wicked. Actually, the wheat are the righteous, the elect. The tares are the wicked. You know that, right? I'll say that again. The tares are the wicked. Read Matthew 13 and 12. So we're in that time right now. We are in that time. Never mind about the noises, well, the cars and all that. And let me show you something, let me show you. Check that out, check that out, check that out, check that out. Check all these, check. Now that's what you call spiritual warfare. Check out all the whips driving past. This usually is not, it's never a busy road, never this much cars. Usually just when I teach, you see that much cars. Right? So yeah, man. Satan, he's controlling a lot of people out here, man. Right? A lot of people. And then you got the DPD truck. Yeah, we know they also use utility workers as well, right? Bro, we know about all this. They use utility workers, your postman. They use anyone because they are part of the system. You know what I'm saying? But Matthew, the gates of hell shall not prevail against the church. So we got to endure. All right? So let me check the time. Check the time. Yeah, we got to continue to endure, bro. You know, because this whole system is it's imploding upon itself now, and the lies are being exposed. That's why I always say when you're teaching, stay calm and try not to panic, man. Stay calm. Be sound. Okay, Brother Keisha. Be sound of a sound mind. The Lord has not given us a spirit of fear, and perfect fear casteth out. Perfect love casteth out fear. Because fear have torment. You don't want to be tormented. These people, they're tormented. You see it, bro. They're like this. They're tormented, man. They got them tormenting spirits upon them. And I think they want you to be that way. We're not supposed to be tormented like that. Sound, calm. Someone trying to get you out of character, don't react. They go up, you go down. They go down, you go up. That's how we're supposed to be doing things. So I'm going to shut off here. And I would like to continue this. We're going to do a part two. Lord willing, because I'm not done yet. And I feel like I've got more in me to teach. So I want to shut off here. Until the next time, shalom. Shalom.